Okay, Prince Harry to Michael Strahan on With his family, quote, "What people don't know is the effort I've gone to resolve this privately, both with my brother and with my father," end quote. Oh my God, oh my God, I think I might get flagged for it. You know what, for the sake of it, let's do this, because one of my videos, let me show you what I'm talking about. There's this one. All right, that's the review with the Anderson Cooper. I interrupt in between. It's like a commentary. I submitted my how do you call this, my dispute, where they should allow me to use it. All right, copyright protected, found the copyright owner. So I need to show you. All right, black I had disputed already. All right, so dispute under review. Because when I try to take certain screenshots, when this little packet popped up, it disappear. So since I'm recording, let me show you. Your video will remain black for the first 48 hours following your dispute, or until the claimant releases the claim, whichever one comes first. All right. So right now it is black, and I've submitted a dispute for it. So I'm waiting for them to do whatever it is that they need to do. All right, so it is black right now. So let's see if they'll do the same thing with that. If anything, I could put this by itself. So it's 10 minutes. All right, let's listen. Should I read that again? I'll just put what I read earlier.
I don't think that we can ever have peace with my family unless the truth is out there. There's a lot that I can forgive, but there needs to be conversations, and then in order for reconciliation, and part of that has to be accountability.
The thing is that Harry have stayed silent for a very long time, and I believe he had forgiven a lot of other things. So, what is it, the Oprah interview, a lot of people said there's a lot much more that could have been said, but they didn't say it. And what else? There was the Anderson Cooper, a lot more could have been said, he didn't say. So there's a lot of things he's holding back. So what he's saying here, if they want to move forward, they need to be honest with themselves. All right, so let's continue.
His new memoir, Spare, Prince Harry writes about the British royal family's complicated relationship he says they have with the British press, and chronicles the family dynamics that led him and his wife Meghan to step back from royal life. Share with me the significance of the title.
The other thing is the amount of abuse Meghan went through. A lot of squaddies said they won't be able to put up with it. And I think there was a TikTok video that came where one of the guys said, because he's Latino, he said if Harry had married a Latina, there would be tea spilling every single day. They will not find any peace if it was like a Latina, because they don't put up with this shit. So they are lucky that Harry and Meghan are whatever it is that they're able to maintain, that comfort and that bubble they are in, to not go to spill everything. But let's continue, because now they're making reference to the title of the book, Spare.
Within the family as such, there's a spare and the heir. My brother being the heir and me being the spare. And so I think it was just a really good opportunity to choose a title that had been somewhat used against me for a long part of my life, and own that title.
So he earned that title. So he make, pretty much poke at the people who were making fun of him throughout his life. So yeah.
To the outside world, Prince Harry and his brother Prince William have always appeared close, seemingly bonded by the death of their mother, Princess Diana, when Harry was just 12. In his memoir, Harry writes about a more complex relationship, recalling verbal and even physical disputes between the brothers. You refer to your brother as your beloved brother and arch nemesis. Strong words.
There has always been this competition between us, weirdly. Again, I think it really plays into, or is played by, the heir spare and the British press's part in that, right? They pitched the Waleses, right, of which Kate and William are now, against the Sussexes, me and my wife. They always pitched us against each other. They pitched Kate and Meghan against each other.
And the thing is that Harry and Meghan don't even care. They don't care. They're so focused on their work, they don't even care. But the brother, William, and the other one probably, they buy into the nonsense, but they can't really produce. And the ones who are producing, and you could see their work, you could feel, see, taste, and smell their work, literally, all your senses, they don't even care about the competition. They just want to help people. All right?
So when they pitched them against each other, do you think that it made them kind of go against each other?
Yeah, I mean, without question.
Harry claims members of the royal family and their staff fed stories to the press and refused to set the record straight on false reports, especially about his wife, Meghan, shifting a negative spotlight onto her in order to protect other royals.
Do you have any examples of some of those stories?
There's a whole handful of examples in the book.
Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty. I can't wait for the book.
It's so petty, but it's the bridesmaids' dresses.
Yeah.
Right? That was a real hard one for me because I was like, we've moved on from that. But what
I've heard, I don't have the book yet, and hopefully you have your own copy to verify if it's true, is that Meghan paid for her dress, but yet they're making a big deal out of it. And also the squad was saying she should get her dress back because it's her money, but yet the royal family is making money off of it because it's on display somewhere. All right, so let's continue.
While I was writing the book, we were on version 29 or 30, all of which involved my wife supposedly making numerous people within my family cry, which just simply wasn't the case. For historical reference, like, the truth needs to be there, and it needs to come from me.
Yeah, and this is what I said a long time ago, before I even knew none of this were gonna come out. They had to write their book. They had to write something, or someone need to release something to confirm their truth. And there they are, they're doing it. They don't need anybody, they're doing it themselves. So which is good. It's good for the historical purposes, because when kids, my great-grandkids are doing reports on Harry and Meghan and all of that, they need to know the truth. The nonsense could be out there, but their own words needs to be spoken so people could quote them and say, this is what Harry and Meghan said. All right, let's continue.
How would your mom feel about your relationship with your brother now?
I think she would be sad. I think she'd be looking at it long term, to know that there are certain things that we need to go through to be able to heal the relationship. I think she would be heartbroken that it's ended up where it's ended up.
Especially when Princess Diana experienced the exact same thing. Meghan have it a little bit worse. Like Harry had said, when you put the element of racism into that aspect, Meghan had experienced it a little bit worse, but Princess Diana had gone to similar. People went out of their way to disrupt her life, and look where she's in. And we need to pray for Harry and Meghan. None of this end like that until the Lord said it's time. Then it's time. Not those evil people over there complaining about little stupid things.
I think she'd be heartbroken about the fact that William, his office, were part of these stories.
Yeah.
William and I made a pact, made a deal that no matter what, we would never let our offices fight against each other.
You think
That's very sad. That's very sad. He went and did that out of jealousy.
he broke that pact?
Yes, no, the people that he employed broke that pact.
What it means is that a senior figure in the royal household, according to Mail on Sunday,
Jason obviously would have then gone to William and Kate.
was passing him information in order to help defeat the Duchess's case.
And clearly he has cooperated. He would not have cooperated
have
with those lawyers
their blessing.
without their definite knowledge.
Do you think you have any responsibility in the breakdown of the relationship?
I'm without question, I'm sure.
Wow.
But what people don't know is the efforts that I've gone to resolve this privately. The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. Is the efforts that I've gone to resolve this privately. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. Both with my brother and with my father.
Harry also writing about family issues with his father, King Charles, and his wife, Queen Consort Camilla, saying both he and his brother asked their father not to marry Camilla, but that he also wanted his father to be happy, writing, quote, "In a funny way, I even wanted Camilla to be happy. Maybe she'd be less dangerous if she was happy."
When your father...
That's very... Maybe she will be less dangerous. She is dangerous. This woman is literally dangerous. You know, sometimes when your eyes is fixated onto something that you see, that you want, okay, not need, but want, you do not see anything else. You are in a freaking tunnel. Your tunnel vision is focused on what it is that you want. Anything in between, all the bodies, like Harry said, doesn't even care. All right, let's listen.
Father Mary Camilla, you wrote, "I had complex feelings about gaining a step-parent who I thought had recently sacrificed me on her personal PR altar."
Wow.
What had she done at that point, you felt?
I have a huge amount of compassion for her, you know, being the third person within my parents' marriage.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
That's Harry repeating that. And this is the thing that I think one of many things with the BBC interview Princess Diana did, that they want to erase that. That's Harry saying the third person in Princess Diana's, his parents' marriage. But let's continue.
And she had a reputation or an image,
wow,
to rehabilitate. And whatever conversations happened, whatever deals or trading was made right at the beginning, she was led to believe that that would be the best way to doing it.
And what is your relationship with Camilla now?
We haven't spoken for a long time. You know, I love every member of my family, despite the differences. So when I see her, we're perfectly pleasant with each other. You know, she's my stepmother. I don't look at her as an evil stepmother. I see someone who married.
She is evil. She is evil. When someone like that doesn't care about any other people's feeling and care and health and safety, nah, evil.
Into this institution and has done everything that she can to, you know, improve her own reputation and her own image for her own sake.
As his relationship with Meghan got more serious and dominated headlines, Harry believed his father and Camilla got jealous.
I was surprised when
What the hell will you get jealous out of your own? Well, then again, when you look from Charles' perspective, everybody always overshadow him because he's doing stupid things. There are some good qualities of him, you know, things that he's been doing with architecture and all of that. Instead of focusing on that, he's worrying about other people's overshadowing him. But okay, let's listen to.
I read that you're in the car with your father and your brother. Kind of casually brings up Meghan, and then casually drops in that he doesn't have enough, he wouldn't be able to support you both. How did that make you feel? Where did that come from?
It's a funny one within the family, right? My father...
Wow. All of a sudden, he will not be able to support Harry and Meghan. Wow. But yet, Harry is the I don't care what they say about Anne, but Harry is the hardest. He produced much more than any royal family over there in terms of the charitable work that he does. But wow.
Was ultimately responsible for both me and my brother and, you know, our partners and our families.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, you guys gonna be pissed. It's on YouTube, you guys could go watch it. There's a video that I did where I explain where when it comes to each of the royals respected little family, okay, whoever the parent is the one responsible for it. There's Harry explaining it. I don't remember which video that I said. I think there were issues. I think probably around the Prince Andrew situation, where she helped pay Andrew's thing, the Virginia Godfrey. And I said, I think I could understand when it comes to the Queen's children, which is Anne, Charles, Andrew, and I'm missing one more, Edward. Edward. Okay, when it comes to her kids, she does what she needs to do to protect them and save them, and whatever they need money, she does what she's supposed to do. But when it comes to the her children's children, which is her grandkids, she's out. And I think this is the same thing. I've said this. There's Harry sort of brought it up here. All right, I'm moving it back. You know what? Let's leave it.
It did seem a little bit strange that somehow the rules were being changed, or that I was being guided on a very different path, or at least my partner was being guided on a very different path, should we end up getting married.
So they thought, okay, we heard those headlines on the, about Harry, Meghan is controlling Harry and all of that. And I'm like, my goodness, they're really giving Meghan a lot of power.
Harry says women who marry into his family face intense media scrutiny, but when it came to Meghan, he says the British press used her race against her.
My wife is not visibly black, but that's who she is. The way that they speak about her and the way they treat her is incredibly relatable to everybody else of color.
So did it give you a better sense, being with Meghan, about how black women are seen, treated in society as a whole?
Yeah.
With the paparazzi playing a role in his mother's deadly car crash, Harry said that he feared the relentless British media coverage of his family could endanger Meghan and their son Archie.
Yeah, especially with the Jeremy Clarkson, is it Jeremy Clarkson? Yeah, who did that piece. And then a couple of days prior to that piece being made public, Camilla had lunch or a party with him and some other people. And then next thing you know, this piece came out. It's very dangerous. And this is why a lot of people were calling foul. Okay, let's listen.
I'm trying to put a stop to this because I can't ever imagine, and I don't want to imagine what that would be like for me or for my kids.
We're praying for you, Harry. Don't worry, we are praying for you. Leave everything to the Lord. Do whatever you can in your power, but all the squad is people who care about your union, your little family. We are praying for you. Okay, do what you need to do. We got your back.
Especially when you talk about history repeating itself, right?
Harry writes that he suggested a possible solution to the royal family, a hybrid proposal that would have allowed them to split their time between Canada and the UK while still serving the Queen.
Recently, you lost your grandmother, and I offer my condolences to you. Did she ever express that she was upset at you?
For what?
Or wanting to?
I like that. For what? Be more specific. What would she be upset about? I think what Harry was thinking here was Strahan was thinking because he's marrying Meghan, something like that. That's what the sense that I sort of got. But Harry wanted to make clear before he responded, like, for what? But let's continue.
Change your role within the family.
My grandmother and I had a very good relationship. It was never a surprise to anybody, least of all her. She knew what was going on. She knew how hard it was. She never said to me that she was angry. I think she was sad that
this aspect, I sort of brought it up where when I said something, Harry went to ask the Queen to marry Meghan, and she said yes. Whether or not the Queen had her little racism in her, probably she did. Oh, yes, she did, because there's that table where she was discussing about the gorilla thing. But what I think with her decision to say yes to Harry, to make sure Harry is happy, is because of what happened to her sister. I don't know. For some reason, this is the sense that I got for that. And the other thing is that Harry did his thing really quickly, because if he had waited until Charles become king, we already know the answer. All right, let's continue. Because the woman that in Charles' ear, Camilla, okay, will stir the pot, will prevent him from saying yes. Because I think Camilla has something on Charles for some reason. But let's continue.
it had got to that point,
Harry says his proposed plan was ultimately denied, and his security, which was funded by UK taxpayers, was taken away from him.
There was no compromise with the family?
No, which was really sad because I still to this day believe that this was entirely possible.
There are going to be people...
And let's not forget, okay, even though after they remove his security, I don't know, other little things happen in between. I covered this in a lot of videos. Is that he offered to pay for it himself, and they still said no. So this is where the review and all the other things are happening to say why he cannot do that. Okay, when other celebrities can hire police for their protection. Okay, I brought up one of those celebrities who had a wedding, and she hired the Met Police to guard her wedding venues or whatever it was. Okay, so why can't Harry do that? And this is where the all those review, investigation, and to find out and all of that. Okay, I don't know the result of that yet because it's still ongoing. Okay, so they had an intention. The royal family had a specific intention for that. But what they did not expect is Harry to fight back, to find why. All the things that he's doing now, writing the book and do all of this, fighting back for his security, they didn't expect him to do none of this because Harry have always ignore. But this time, he's like he has a family to protect. He's gonna do whatever he can to protect it. This is the part that sort of blindsided them. Okay, let's continue.
So why don't they either be in or get out? Because if you get out, there's no hypocrisy.
I can't ever get out. And I'm incredibly aware of my position, and I'm incredibly grateful for the life that I've had and continue to live.
And this also made me believe he's not going to be a U.S. citizen, okay? He might be a resident, two different things, where he has a green card, where he could live in the U.S., and then I think every 6 months or something like that. Well, guess what? Meghan's niece is an immigration lawyer, so all of this could be taken care of. Harry will know what to do. But from my understanding, when you have a green card, you could live comfortably in the U.S., but the only thing you cannot do is to vote. You cannot vote because you're not a citizen. Okay? But he could live here perfectly, and his wife and children are citizens. So because of Meghan, and Lily is definitely was born here. She's a citizen. So Harry probably will have a green card, but I don't think he will be a citizen. Okay, so when you start hearing nonsense out there, oh, he got a green card, he's this, he's leaving, he's a traitor. No, it's not the same. The green card allowed him to live normally like anybody, work, rent, do whatever, just like any other citizen. The only thing he cannot do is vote. That's the only thing. If he has a green card. All right, let's continue.
But there's no version of me being ever be able to get out of this. I was stunned that my family would allow security to be taken away, especially at the most vulnerable point for us.
Did you think that they didn't understand your concerns, or they didn't concern themselves with your concerns? They didn't care.
That's that.
I think probably a little bit of both.
Some critics are going to say, well, you're taking private struggles, you're making money off of them, you're getting paid from it, so it's almost as if you've sold out your family.
And the only way that I can protect us, the only way that I can correct those mistruths is by writing something, the truth, in one place. And I fully accept that writing a book is feeding the beast anyway.
But you need to tell your truth, because too many lies have been written about you and your wife. The truth needs to be told. I've been saying this, so I'm glad you did. Whatever people may think, but your truth need to be told.
Part of you that can see you and your family going back to the UK, becoming working royals with the monarchy.
I don't think it's ever going to be possible. I don't think that even if there was an agreement or an arrangement between me and my family, there is that third party that is going to do everything they can to make sure that that isn't possible. Not stopping us from necessarily going back, but making it unsurvivable.
Wow.
And that
unsurvivable. So he's pretty much thinking every corner is like, I'm not gonna be a working royal. Anderson Cooper had asked him almost the same thing. I think Michael Strand did a pretty good job.
That's really sad, because that is essentially breaking the relationship between us. There was something in the future where, you know, we can continue to support the Commonwealth, then that's, of course, on the table.
And Prince Harry says he felt the responsibility to speak out against the racism and cronyism that he says his family faced in the British press, because if he can't do it with all of his resources, then who can? He also hopes that by exposing the relationship he describes between the family and the press, it will stop and hopefully protect other members of the family and future generations to come.
Yeah, the squad have said that. The thing that he's doing right now is setting like a blueprint, fighting for the rest, the spares, like William children. I don't know. William has a narrow-minded. He has 3 kids. So what does he expect out of the rest of the other kids? All right, let's read some of the comment. Okay, William, Charles, Kate, Camilla, how they sold their soul to the British media, similar to GOP selling their souls to Donald Trump, to Donald Pathetic Trump. Okay, great interview, well done at Michael Strahan and Prince Harry. Harry and Meghan were in hostile land in the UK. All right, so what is that? Okay, it's a minute. Before, during, after the Crown, Prince Harry, Royal Brothers. Let's listen to this. After this, I'm going to move to another video. I think I have 2 videos. I may not go over all of the videos, the tweets that I have aligned for you, but 2 more videos. Let's listen to this.
Prince Charles and Prince Harry, the 2 brothers, got into a fight one time before a wedding, and Charles pushed down Harry, and Harry fell in the dog bowl, and his
Oh, so he's talking about what Harry had said. Okay.
ass got wet, and the dog bowl broke, and I'm like, this is what you're talking about? And like, you're making it seem like, what else are you supposed to do with your brother except for get beaten up, harassed, and harangued? My brother once chased me into a bathroom and broke the door down with a hockey stick.
So you think this is normal? Is he trying to downplay Harry's whatever Harry had said? But okay, let's finish listening to it.
A dart in my brother's face once. That's dope. And let me tell you something.
Wow.
The next time I threw darts, he wasn't standing so fucking close.
My siblings and I, we used to just physically attack each other often. You know, sometimes for fun, sometimes not for fun.
Savage AF. Savage AF.
I have 2 older brothers. It was basically WWE whenever we were trying to figure out who was going to play video games. You know, I didn't write a book about it.
My brother was
Well,
afraid.
he's telling his story. The guy, okay, this is different here. This is 2 adults. I could understand young kids. I could tell you my own story with my brother as well. But these are 2 adults. Both of them are married. Why will the other one leave his space, which is William, leave his space when he could have easily rang Harry or Meghan, whoever he wanted to speak with, over the phone? But he left his space. He went into Harry's space, literally Harry's space, house, to confront him. When Harry tried to de-escalate the situation, Harry gave him water. He was not there for water. He came here to fight, to get into Harry's personal life. This is not kids' stuff anymore. 2 adults married, okay, and William has children. What was he doing at Harry's house to confront him about Harry's personal life? This is 2 different things. I don't know what these people are talking about. If when they were kids, they do their stuff, the same way that I said, look at this. There's the part where, I don't know, William allowed Harry to put the, the Nazi uniform or whatever. Okay, I probably will give him a pass. But the fact that the tabloid drag it out and then people still continue with it, calling, whenever there's a thing about racism happening, they show Harry's old uniform, when he was a teenager or whatever. Okay, I always say I give it a pass because he's not repeating it again. Okay, there's William who told him to put it. People have said, other royal voters said he did that. Okay, I give them a pass on that. But if they continue, there's Harry who changed his life, but William continued the same freaking pattern. Okay, this is not children. They are adult. They are adult. So why will we give a pass on that? These people who's explaining their past experiences, I can understand you. You were children. I had issues with my brothers when we were young. Okay, as an adult, there was something that happened between me and my brother, and I told him, I'm not talking to you right now. Okay, we, react differently as adults. But now they're trying to downplay two adults who had a confrontation when one should not even be in the other one's space. But let's finish. Listen, there's 5 seconds left.
My dick with brute cologne.
Oh, shit.
And it's.
No, I think that's just looking out for you.
Okay, this is stupid. Okay, I'm not even gonna comment to that anymore. Next tweet, and is a video as well.